Oke, bismillah, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Umar Muhammad Shafi. Usually people call me Umar. So today I would like to explain about the SD-WAN in Cisco. So SD-WAN is software-defined wide area network. This is to optimize and manage large network. This SD-WAN take it from SDN or software-defined networking, and SD-WAN have the main function. The first is to optimize and yes, to optimize the bandwidth. Second, this is more cheap than when traditional, because when traditional you must to configure manually device by device, but in SD-WAN you can automatically configure all of devices. And the third is SD-WAN can be the file over automatically, and you can more easier to manage large network like one. Alright, so and disclaimer, I don't use any script in this video. You can check it right now. Wait, I'll show you. Hmm. Alright, you can see I don't use script. This is clearly or pure from my mouth and my brain. And yeah, let's go to the configuration. I will config with the easy way. All right, let's go. All right, this you can see. First, if you go to vmanage terminal, you must do input username and password. The default is admin, and then you must create for admin. Yes, create password for admin. This you can custom, and for this vmanage, I use admin, and then you must to create personal for manage. I use compute and data, and then you must to select the storage device. I use 100 gigabyte, and then yeah, just click yes until it's extracting vmanage. All right, we'll configure the vbond first because vmanage the booting is so long. First admin and admin again. All right, just wait. All right, you must to create the password of initial admin. I use admin for the default. Enter. All right, first you can go to layer 3 and then click system. Enter. Then you can change the host name with host strip name and change for v wait bone. Enter. So if you input the command host name, the configuration wouldn't save in this router. You must to config with command conf commit to save and running your configuration. And then I will practice commit. You can see commit complete and the configuration is run. Then I will config the site ID. So site ID is the ID of this group. For example, I choose 10. Oh yeah, by the way, I will explain in SD-WAN have three main components. The first is vManager. This is to manage all the router. And then the vbond, this is the controller to control all devices. And this vbond will manage by vmanager. And then vsmart, this is for authenticator or policy settings to all devices. And three components must be connected to the internet. And this we have a VH. VH, this is like CA in MPLS. If you learn the MPLS, you will learn PPA and then the CA is same as like CA, but this is to control the network. Example, this VH have two network, two different network, and this is to this VH will connect it between two network, and this VH will control by SD-WAN, and SD-WAN can connect between branch headquarters and the cloud. So I think this SD-WAN is the best choice if you have a large network, like have 10 companies, you want to manage all of this, all of that, right? After create the site ID, you will create the organization name. This is the group name of, yes, of this SD-WAN. For example, I use TeamBP. After that, you must to create vbond. Example, I use right before you want to create the IP address, you must to mm, you must to write on your notebook vbond with IP address XXS, vmanage, SSX, and something else. So if you want to check this IP address from the internet, you can use the VPC, and then you can request the IP address from the internet with command DHCP, and then you can get the IP address and the gateway. I also the slash, right? And so vbond I will config with IP 251. Enter. So that you can click commit to save your configuration and then click N conf system. You can see the structure of this router. If you see the interface, what I connect the vbond GA00, you can see this interface include in VPN 0, not VPN 512. So you must go into VPN 0 and then enter the interface GA0/0. Enter, and then you can add the IP address 23.0./20. Enter. No shutdown to turn it on the interface. Then with tunnel interface, you can allow service. I will allow all the service of this tunnel interface. You can see we have a lot of service, but I will allow this service. To this, you can click commit again. And yep, I forgot, if you configure the vbond, you must to add a little configuration like this. Vbond 23.1.251, you must add local. Alright, I'm sorry, vbond, and then because vbond is the controller of this SD-WAN, so you must centralize your vbond is centralized to the controller. So SD-WAN to manage all the device with system centralized into one. So these three components will manage and monitoring all of these devices. Right after that, you can click comment again. And yep, done. And then you can configure this vsmart same as before. What con? Oh yeah, and I forgot one more thing, but I think it's not the very important, but you must to configure that is system IP. This is for identify for one router. Alright, system IP for one router. This one I will use 2.2.2.2, then commit. Alright, system, and then host name is free smart, and then system IP 3.0.0.0.3, and then you must configure site ID 10, and then organization name same as before, TeamBP. Then after configure of this, we must configure vbond, then 23.0.20 251. Enter. You can save the configuration with command commit. Then go to VPN 0 interface. We must to see ETH 0. ETH 0. Not A0, no at no A0/0, but ETH 0. Maybe at. Then commit. Okay. So I will ping from this vsmart to vbone. Command do ping. Alright, we play. And I forgot some what configuration for this vbone because I want to configure for encapsulation ipsec just for more secure to your router. Then commit. Okay, after configure both both of routers, you can configure vmanager. Alright, admin. Okay. On system. Okay. Yes, this is just a lock. Just wait until done. Then system IP. And then configure vbond because the vbond will control all of these devices. Right, and then you can go to VPN 0. If you ask me why I'm configure in VPN 0, because the default of this VPTEL image default use VPN 0 to ping or to check connection with VPN 0, not VPN 512. So we must to configure in VPN 0. Press Enter. When you can see the default of VPN 0. Right, Enter. Right, that's enough. Then commit. Right, after that you can ping from vmanage to vbond, for example. Ping. All right, you can ping each other. Then we create of this vh admin admin, and then you will create a new password for admin user. All right, vh conf system, then host name, then system IP, site ID, 10, organization name, TeamBP, then vbond. Okay, commit, commit complete. Then VPN 0 interface. You must do double check for the interface who connect to the internet. Tunnel and then allow all. VPN 0, you must create the default route to the internet. Then you must to input the gateway. You can see in VPC point 0, point 1, enter, then commit. To commit, you can check the connection with ping to 3 routers. First, I want to check ping to vmanage. All right, reply. Okay, if you want to replay, yep, replay. So, yep, I think that's enough for explain about the SD-WAN. I think you can, if you want to see full of the configuration, I'll give you the configuration in description, and don't forget to comment if you want to ask me a lot more about networking. Yeah, or contact me in WhatsApp or Instagram. Okay, and thank you so much for watching my videos. I will create SD-WAN for the Fortinet. Yep, thank you so much. Thank you for attention, and see you in the next time. See ya.